Hi, good morning. My name is Father Rayappa, Kasi. I'm from the village called Ekattupadi, near Vellore, South India. Today I'm going to talk about sociobiology. I'm going to make some 10 segments on sociobiology. This is the second segment I'm filming. What is sociobiology? There are two words here, society and biology. It is a link between the social activities and the biological basis. In other words, what you have within you with which you can only act. You can't give what you don't have. So what you have, you contribute in the society. So sociobiology examines and explains social behavior based on biological evolution. For example, why do we eat food inside the house? I mean, in India, I'm talking about. The humans in India always they say, "Come on, come inside the house and eat the food." Because you know why? Because few million years back in Africa, our ancestors probably they had some food. The food was very rare. Hunters and gatherers probably they got some meat. Maybe they hunted wild beast, and now they are eating. And the neighboring pack, they came and they attacked them and they raided their food source and they have taken the food out. So probably our ancestors developed a, a technology which involves them to survive. That is, when you hunt something, when you eat something, go into the bushes and eat the food secretly. Don't allow other hominids see your eating. So that's how the traits form. That's how we develop favorable traits. So today in India, eating food inside the house maybe evolved from this biological evolution. Uh, so this kind of behaviors, how we behave in the society can be explained in our evolutionary past, in evolutionary biology. And the biologists believe that human behavior, like non-human animal behavior, can be partly explained as the outcome of natural selection. I will explain what is natural selection in a short while. Sociobiologists are interested in instinctive or intuitive behavior and in explaining the similarities rather than the differences between cultures. Actually, instinct played a major role in shaping of life on earth. And in fact, humans, we have instinct at the same time we have brain, cognition, reasoning, logic. The other creatures, they are not so. They depend entirely on instinct. So instinct uh, uh, benefits the organism, and for the past 4.5 billion years on planet Earth, if animals and plants are thriving and they gave a more complex evolution, that is Homo sapiens, which means they add advantage in their natural selection. And what is that advantage? That is instinct. They didn't have cognition, they didn't have reasoning. So I think instincts are more powerful than reasoning or cognition because our human brain, the neocortex, uh, that is the third layer of our brain, neocortex, evolved maybe just 400,000 years ago. So it's the latest equipment in the evolution. So compare instinct 4.5 billion years and compare our neocortex 400,000 years. There is no chance at all. Instincts always win. So that is what sociobiologists tend to emphasize. So they emphasize instincts can play a major role, and because of today's modern man talking about philosophy, religion, and all that anthropocentrism, everything enabled us to misunderstand the whole point of life. And we reject instincts and we favor the neocortex. But I think sociobiologists, I appreciate, I lean towards Edward O. Wilson and his team, giving credit to them, because we need to value instinct. It's a ability to exploit the instincts and the reasoning makes what Homo sapiens is all about. Anyhow, many critics draw an intellectual link between sociobiology and biological determinism. What is biological determinism? I will explain in a moment. The belief that most human differences can be traced to specific genes rather than differences in culture or social environments. What is natural selection? A process by which heritable traits conferring survival and reproductive advantage to individuals or related individuals tend to be passed on to succeeding generations and become more frequent in a population, whereas other less favorable traits tend to become eliminated. So it's very simple. What favors to an organism through mutation, they develop those traits and pass to the next generation. The unfavorable traits, the mutation rejects them, and then the next generation, they won't get them. That is how an organism becomes the survival of the fittest. So what is biological determinism? I told you I will explain about it. It is an hypothesis that biological factors such as an organism's genes determine psychological and behavioral traits. So it is in the genes. Whatever you do is in the genes. It's a kind of determinism. What's wrong with determinism? Many people shun, even scholastic philosophy argues against determinism. But today, determinism is the reality. You know, after the decoding genetics, human genetics, and the human DNA, that is determinism. The human DNA is encoded. So this is how you are made of. You are a sickly person, you are a healthy person, you're going to die at the age of 33, you're going to live up to 80 years, 90 years, everything is determined by genes. So today we get a lot of support from scientific research that determinism may be true, but how come metaphysics? All the time the metaphysics made so many mistakes and so many confusions, because you can't verify metaphysics. It's beyond our perception. So that is the dark room where you can develop favorable theories to defend your own self, your own system, your own social system. Religions use metaphysics as a escaping pod. So all religions, they base themselves on metaphysics. Whatever we say today, whatever we believe, everything's an outcome of a metaphysics, which is mostly, increasingly becomes false. So biological determinism is today genetics. So a baby is determined an organism is determined. So anyway, I may be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I can't help it. But that is what the science says. Anyway, sociobiology, the science that applies the principles of evolutionary biology to the study of social behavior in both humans and animals. I love Edward Wilson, the Howard evolutionary biologist. I like his books, and he has written lots of them, 33 books, and the last book what I saw was The Anthill, in which E.O. Wilson himself autographed, and he drew a nice picture of an ant. In a short while he drew a picture of an ant and he gave it to me. How nice of Edward Wilson. I would like to thank him, and I would appreciate him, and I wish him all the health in the world, and may he live long, many more years, to educate ignorant people like me. Have a nice day. Bye.